On this episode of Cape Media News, Deputy Chief Stephen G. Xiarhos discusses life after retirement. The Cape Symphony raises $7,000 for local families during their Thanksgiving food drive, and the MSPCA introduces us to some adorable adoptables. These stories and more, this is Cape Media News. This is Cape Media News, your local authentic newscast for Cape Cod. I'm Gabrielle Rawson. Thank you for joining us. The Cape Cod Community College's Student Wellness Office will host a free community forum this Tuesday, December 10th, to share an educational film that addresses grief after an overdose death. The event will feature a talkback with local advocates and is sponsored by Learn to Cope, a peer support group that helps families who have loved ones still suffering from active addiction. The event will run from 6:30 to 9 p.m. and is open to the public. You can learn more at info@sadod.org or register for the event at cccforum.eventbrite.com. On Saturday, December 7th, the Housing Assistance Corporation will hold its largest fundraiser of the year. The 16th annual Telethon for Hope will be held this year at the Love Live Local Fest Holiday Edition at Barnstable High School in Xiarhos. The telethon will help raise money for HAC's important housing programs and services and will be live streamed on Comcast channels 98 and 99. To learn more about this Saturday's event or to donate, visit haconcapecod.org. After more than 40 years of service, Deputy Chief Stephen G. Xros announced his retirement from the Yarmouth Police Department. But what comes next for a man who has spent his entire adult life serving others? More service, of course. Deputy Xros joined me here at the Cape Cod Community Media Center in Dennisport to talk about life after retirement and his plan to run for public office. Let's watch. Hello, I'm Gabrielle Rawson, and this is Cape Media News Conversations. I'm here with Deputy Chief Xros, who has just announced his retirement after 40 years of service with the Yarmouth Police Department. Deputy Chief Xros, thank you for being here.
Oh my God, it's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me and us.
Absolutely. So first of all, congrats on your retirement. It's very well deserved. Tell us the details. Why now and what's next?
That's a great question. Well, we hit the 40-year mark. September 1st, 1979 was my first day. I was 19. Oh my goodness. So 40 years later, that was quite a milestone to hit that. The department is in great shape. You know, I've actually participated in hiring everybody there, when you think about it, and promoting them. So it's in great shape. 40 years is a long time. But it's hard to leave because I love it. I still love it. I love the uniform. I love helping people. But also there's an opportunity for to become an elected official. And that's part of the plan to perhaps like close this chapter and open another chapter.
What will that look like?
It's another way to serve. Deputy Chief Lennon, who's taking my place, fantastic person. I used to say, I still say, we are the New England Patriots of policing. We have a great organization, and when one leaves, someone else takes their place because the culture is professional. But also, I was thinking, what do I do with the next phase of my life? Right. And what comes natural is not to play golf or to maybe become a security expert. It's about people. So in my district, there's the state representative, Randy Hunt, who's a great man. He's not going to run again. So people reached out to me saying, Steve, you know, you would be great in that role. So we've got a campaign team established. Wonderful. A chairman. Wonderful. But I have to decide once I retire, you know, whether or not to do that. Right now we're in the stages of thinking about it and building a winning team. Okay. Well, you have my vote. Well, thank you. Thank you. It should be about service. So maybe that's naive, but
no, I don't think so.
That's just keep serving. And
Absolutely.
40 years of doing it brings a lot to the table.
Yeah.
So when they're talking about addiction or homelessness or Narcan or money, you know, for schools and safety, I've lived it.
That's right. And this would be an opportunity for you to work on legislation.
Correct.
You know, which would empower
Correct.
Like
it's not just reading about it, we've
Right.
lived it.
Yes.
And, so I think it would bring a unique perspective. It's not about money, it's not about fame, it's about helping people. And so that's where we're being pulled.
Beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
And of course, when you announced the retirement last week, there was an outpouring of love and support. How does that make you feel? And are you excited about the next chapter of your life?
It makes me feel wonderful. It's almost like, what a way to, it's hard to say, but end this career with these beautiful messages, you know. So I'll process it all, and I think it's very special. And hopefully people see that really my heart and soul, I put it all in there.
They will. They will, and they do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing these stories, and congrats again on your retirement.
Thank you. It's been an honor of a lifetime.
Wonderful. Thank you for watching Cape Media News Conversations. We'll be back next time. Deputy Chief Xros' retirement officially begins Sunday, December 8th. To watch Cape Media News' entire interview with Deputy Xros, visit Cape Media News on YouTube. Up next, learn about owls with Wild Care of Cape Cod. Nobody wants to litter. Sometimes it just happens. But it's easy to stop trash from turning into litter. Together, if we're all just a little more careful, we can achieve a litter-free Cape Cod. For more information, visit nocapelitter.org. Wild Care of Cape Cod, an organization dedicated to rehabilitating sick and injured wildlife, held a special event last week in Brewster to educate the public about human-wildlife interactions. The family-friendly Q&A featured a very special guest appearance by Nickerson, the eastern screech owl, and served as an opportunity for the public to see and learn about the owls that live in our environment. Cape Media News was on the scene. Emily Tulloch reports.
Oh, she's making what's the lifespan of an owl?
In the wild, about 14 years, 12 to 14 years.
Did you know that owls are a natural pest control for our ecosystems? They reduce the use of rodenticides and insecticides by preying on vermin and bugs, which saves on money and is better for the environment. However, many may not know that certain human activity can harm owls. Wild Care Cape Cod, whose mission is to help sick, injured, and orphaned wildlife through rehabilitation, provides educational outreach to teach the public how to coexist with the wildlife around us.
We work on trying to discourage use of rodenticides because owls get lots of secondary poisoning from catching mice that have been poisoned with in-house rodenticides. We're working an active trash or tackle right now, which is a mission to try to get people to be very conscientious about their fishing gear. We have an amazing number of birds that come in with hooks caught in their feet, their wings, their beaks, or have ingested lures or other fishing, weights and other fishing kinds of things. So we also have a facility on the Rotary in Eastham that we rehab animals. I think we're close to 1,800 this year. Over 1,800 animals came in last year. Some people tried to talk to us about, well, it's nature's way, but like 90% of what we get the impact is actually coming from something humans did. So we do not only the rehab, but also an aggressive outreach.
WildCare held a presentation to answer the community's questions about the birds of prey, which featured special guest Nickerson the owl.
Nickerson is an eastern screech owl that was found in Nickerson State Park, thus the name, and she is 4 years old. She was in a tree that was felled because it was dangerous to the public, and they didn't know there was an owl nest in it, so she came down with the tree. The rest of her owl siblings did fine. She has an injury to an eye, so she only has one functional eye, so she can't be released because she can't hunt well. She doesn't have 3D vision, but otherwise she's fine.
Eastern screech owls are common, although somewhat elusive to spot. This presentation was a rare moment for many to get an up-close glimpse at their beauty and wisdom, while learning about other owl species native to the land.
Screech owls are really common around here, although I've never seen one outside of WildCare. They are very nocturnal and extremely well camouflaged, which you'll see when you see her. We have eastern screech owls. We have great horned owls, which is an owl that people hear a lot but don't see too often. We have also got some barn owls, but they're fairly rare. We have visits from and very rare sightings of snowy owls. They're a less nocturnal species, so when they are around, they do tend to get spotted if people are out and about.
The event was held at Snowy Owl on November 27th. For more information, visit wildcarecapecod.org. In Brewster, for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tellick.
To attend the next Wild Care of Cape Cod event or to find out how you can help wild animals in need, visit them online at wildcarecapecod.org. The Cape Symphony held a special Thanksgiving fundraiser this year to benefit local families in need. The fundraiser was held during their 2-day concert series, Bach and Forth, where attendees donated more than $7,000 worth of grocery store gift cards and cash. The proceeds of the fundraiser were donated to 4 local food pantries. I attended the donation ceremony in Xiarhos. Cape Media News reports. According to mass.gov, there are more than 750,000 people struggling with food insecurity right now here in the state of Massachusetts. During the holidays, many can't enjoy the food or festivities so many of us take for granted. Fortunately, local organizations are trying to help, like the Cape Symphony, for example. They recently held a Thanksgiving food drive and raised $7,000 in just 2 days.
So proud of the fact that we were able to raise $7,000 through our generous audience to help support our pantries and to help support our families who don't have the means to have a happy Thanksgiving.
We present great concerts. You know, we have music and arts education classes, and you know, we're trying to find different ways that we can actually give back to the community, because the community really supports us as well.
Cape Symphony chose 4 beneficiaries: Lower Cape Outreach Council, Falmouth Service Center, the Family Pantry of Cape Cod, and Faith Family Kitchen, where they presented a check.
We sponsor 9 food pantries from Harwich to Provincetown. We give them food and we give them money. Great. And we have a warehouse in Orleans, and they can come and access it at all times.
Our slogan is we're more than a food pantry, so we also help with housing assistance, fuel assistance. We partner with other organizations, so like We Can comes in and provides legal counseling to clients who need it. We also partner with the Community Health Center of Cape Cod, and we are working with patients with diabetes to make better food choices, and they're seeing great reductions in the amount of insulin that they need.
So the mission of the Family Pantry is to provide food and clothing for those in need. And then we also act as a clearinghouse for other services. So if you needed housing help or something to that effect, we have partnerships with other organizations who do those types of work really well. But we pretty much stick to our knitting, and we feed about 10,000 people a year. This year we'll distribute about 110,000 bags of groceries and about 35 tons of clothing. So we're the largest pantry on the Cape, And we also serve the entire Cape.
We feed the homeless and food insecure of the Xiarhos area every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have 2 seatings. We feed families from 5 to 5:45, and then we feed adults from 5:45 to 6:30.
The beneficiaries of the Thanksgiving food drive will use the funds to continue their work in the community.
We see a big increase at the pantry this time of year. So this is, it's going to go to the food program. It's going to be a huge hit.
Especially this time of year, it's extraordinary to be able to give people food cards, and it enables people to get the things precisely that they want, which is wonderful. I think it enables them to get things that they can't get with SNAP.
Grant money is slowly disappear and harder to get. It's difficult. It's just difficult to get because you have so many people. The need is great. So this gives us the opportunity to get money in that we haven't actively sought. And I think what it helps us do too is serve our clients better.
I tell people all the time, I guarantee you know somebody who is food insecure. Even if you don't realize it, you know people who are close to you who are food insecure. So dealing with food and quality food, these types of programs and programs like the Cape Symphony and the amazing outpouring of support that the public showed in this type of a program, this makes a world of difference to way more people than you realize.
Cape Symphony presented their donation on Monday, November 25th. In Xiarhos, for Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson. And the Cape Symphony Thanksgiving food drive was so successful, they're currently holding a toy drive to benefit military families. If you'd like to participate, you can donate your unwrapped gift at any one of their concerts during the month of December. To learn more, visit capesymphony.org. Up next, we meet 2 of the MSPCA's newest adorable adoptables.
My name is Deacon Dick Murphy, and I'm president of Homeless Not Hopeless. Beginning with a small rental in 2007, we now share 4 homes with 50 of our homeless neighbors, loving and redemptive settings where healing is possible, staffed and run by formerly homeless men and women. People don't become homeless without something terrible happening to them first. Traumas, mental illness, physical disabilities. Often in despair, they fall into a snare of addiction and depression. Who can understand these things better than people who have been loved back to life and are ready to lift their brothers and sisters? We are educational, teaching basic life skills needed for sober and independent living. Most work, attend school, or volunteer their time. Many reunite with their families and move into their own homes. None of this is free. In line with our motto, we offer a hand up, not a handout. We take no government funding. With only 1 paid employee, 99% of donations go directly to support our family members. Please help us to save the next 50 lives. Thank you.
Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Gabrielle Rawson. Did you know that in the state of Massachusetts there are more than 270 animal shelters? With the holidays approaching, there has never been a better time to help a pet in need find its forever home. On Cape Cod, the MSPCA provides a safe place for pets, giving them shelter, health care, and companionship. And they stopped by earlier this week to introduce us to 2 of their newest adorable adoptables. Emily Tulloch reports.
Hello and welcome. I'm Emily Tulloch. The holidays are a time for giving, but they're also a great time to open your hearts and home to a furry new companion. If you're searching for that new someone, well, you're in luck because today we have Emily McGlone, who is a community animal welfare specialist for the MSPCA in Centerville, and she has brought 2 adorable adoptables that are also searching for their forever home. Emily, who do we have in the studio today?
Of course, we have Gizmo here. He's an 8-year-old Shih Tzu. He is adorable. He's probably one of everyone's favorites right now because he just loves to hang out, sit on your lap. He is super friendly. He loves all dogs, small, big. His 2 best friends right now that we've had come through the shelter were a Chihuahua and a German Shepherd. So he can really go home with any kind of dog-friendly dog because he loves them all. And then his big concerns are medical problems. That's the reason why he came to us, was his previous owner couldn't keep up with his medical, and a lot of it is very standard Shih Tzu medical problems. He has some skin issues, so he's on prescription diet right now, and eats baths twice a week that are medicated to help that. And then his ears have some problems, as well as his eyes. His ears just have to be monitored. There's no medication right now, but he does need an eye ointment twice a day. But besides that, he's a total love bug. He loves to take naps. He likes to go on walks. He doesn't mind the snow. He just likes to be with people.
Yes, he seems like the full package.
He is.
Of everything.
He is, yes.
He is so very cute. How long has he been with you guys?
He just went on the adoption floor this week, so he hasn't been around for too long. So he's definitely going to be a hot commodity. Everyone thinks he is super cute. And he didn't live with children, but they had children visit. He gets a little uneasy around small children, so probably 12 and over for children would be good for him. Cats, we don't have a history on, but I don't see there being any problem with cats in his home.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And we have another special guest. Is it okay if
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Can you tell us about this little girl?
Her name is Roy. She's one of our guinea pigs right now. She is so social, so friendly. She's definitely one of the friendliest guinea pigs I've ever met. As you can tell, you can just pick her up, you can pet her. She doesn't hide. A lot of guinea pigs hide a lot. The other day, I found her napping on top of her hay, not even hiding. She likes to come out when she sees you. She's super social. We don't know her age, but due to her outgoing personality, we do think she's slightly on the older side, because oftentimes the more outgoing they are, the older they are. So she might be a little more on the older side, but we don't have her exact age, so we don't know.
And I don't know
Roy.
She's so cute. I don't know if you guys can hear it on my microphone, but she's making the cutest little squeaking noises ever, and they're just so precious. So what goes into taking care of a guinea pig, if people aren't familiar with that?
Yeah, so a guinea pig, it's mostly cleaning. It's a lot of work cleaning-wise, so you have to make sure that you're cleaning their enclosure every single day. How we do it is we have newspaper and sheets that we just switch out every day, and then they also need fresh hay every day, because that's what they eat, as well as fresh fruits and veggies as part of their diet as well. So it's just upkeeping that cleaning, which can be a concern to some people, because it is a lot of work. And also making sure you're just not allergic to hay. That's another reason why guinea pigs often come into us, is because they get guinea pigs and then not think that they could be allergic to the hay or guinea pigs themselves. So making sure that you've looked at all aspects of having a guinea pig as well. And then a big adoption requirement is just making sure the size of their enclosure has to be at least 3 feet by 2 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she is an absolute gem. So
she is.
Anybody who takes her in is very, very lucky. Look at this little face. So for the MSPCA, do you guys need any donations? Let our viewers know at home if you guys are in need of any specific items.
Yes. Right now, the biggest item we need right now are extra large Kongs. We use them for our dogs for enrichment as well as feeding, and we're running a little low on those. And then some other things that the dogs need are hot dogs and string cheese. We can always use more of those. That's what we use for treats for our picky friends that don't like your standard cookies and biscuits for training. And then for cats, we can always use cat toys. We like some of the junky cat food, such as your Friskies, your Fancy Feast, things like that for, once again, our picky eaters. And then we can always use a lot of cleaning supplies. I feel like we're always running out of paper towels is a big one, things like that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
here. And can you let our viewers know if they're interested in adopting any one of these guys, where they can reach you?
Yeah, the best way to reach us is to give us a phone call is the first thing to do. Our number is 508-775-0940. That way you can start having conversation with us, get an idea of the adoption process and the adoption fees. And then from there, you can always come in during our open hours to check them out. For dogs, we need everyone in the family to meet, as well as any dogs in the home to meet them. And we also like to see vet records, and if you rent, we need some kind of proof that from your landlord saying you're allowed to have dogs. Okay. Same with guinea pigs. We need a letter from your landlord saying you can have pets if you rent. And then for them, you don't need a whole family. We just like to make sure that everyone's on the same page for them. But our open hours are 1 to 4 every day but Monday, and that's the best way to visit and really start the adoption process.
Well, that is great, and thank you and the MSPCA so much for being here today. We really hope that these guys get adopted, especially in time for the holidays, so that they can be in their forever homes.
Yes, me too. That'd be great.
Well, thank you so much. Happy holidays, and for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tellick.
If you're interested in adopting either of the pets you saw on today's program, or if you'd like to visit the MSPCA, find them online at mspca.org. Well, that brings this episode of Cape Media News to a close. Please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and now Instagram. And thank you so much for watching. Got a news tip? Email them to newstip@capemedia.org. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. With Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.